All right, guys, y'all ready?
Yeah.
All right, today we're gonna be doing a objective creative writing. Okay. First things first.
Yes, ma'am.
We're gonna be creating an adventure story about any random object we want to. Okay. And throughout the lesson, I'm gonna model to you guys how to do that. All right. So first things first, we're gonna choose the object we want to write about, right? And then we're gonna come up with 5 sentences about our object, okay? 5 sentences. These are the different story components. All right, Kendra, read the first one for us.
The beginning of the story.
Beginning of the story, and it is the exposition. You see that? Exposition is the beginning of the story, okay?
Can I read the second?
You can read the second one. Go ahead.
Events that build towards the point of the greatest interest.
Yes, that is the rise in action. So that's whatever happens in the process of getting to the climax, which is what, Mr. Johnson?
The main problem.
The main problem. Okay, Amanda, what is the following action? Results, resolutions. The resolution of the main problem. So the following action is going to be, how do we resolve whatever the climax was, right? And then the resolution is just the end of the story, and it'll have the inclusion of whatever we did to solve the main problem, okay? Moving right along. So y'all get your brains moving, get your juices flowing. Think about what object. Think about what object you want to use, because we're gonna do the adventure story must be told from the point of view of the object. Do y'all understand what I'm saying?
No. Kind
The point of view of the object means that you have to be talking from the first person of the object. So if I say that this cup is going to be my object, right?
Oh, yeah.
Then I have to say, I'm the cup, right? When I'm writing, I'm going to be writing like the cup. So if the cup is filled with water, I would say, I'm filled with water, right? So we're going to be writing from the point of view of whatever object we choose. What you got?
So, like, if you just saying, like, if you got pointing out something that you want to be, and you acting like you that thing.
Right, that's it. You talking from the point of view of whatever it is, whatever object you choose. So I'm going to give y'all a piece of paper. Y'all got a pencil?
I think I got one.
I'll grab y'all one. Hold on. All right, so we're going to get a piece of paper. And everybody, I just want you to write on the top whatever object you chose. And I'll give y'all a few seconds to do that. Whatever object you want to use, whatever, anything. It could be a kid's toy, something fun that you can write an adventure story about, though, okay? So choose an object and write what it is. Write your name first and then write your object underneath that.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
How do you spell computer?
See, hold on. So that's what you chose, computer. What you choose, Mr. Johnson? Shoes. Amanda, what do you want to write your adventure story about?
I'm not gonna
Just any object, any random object. Maybe a book or glasses. That would be a good one. You can write about the adventures of Amanda's purple glasses. All right, Amanda, come on. You're the last one we're waiting on. What you got? Oh, I see you writing. You got something. Just write the word. What is it? Headphones. I like that. That's a good one. Headphones. Go ahead and write it on there.
Like, you start writing mine again?
Hold on. We're gonna do it in a process by steps, so we can understand the steps of getting to the whole writing sample. Okay.
Yes, Mike.
All right. So let's move on. We're gonna look at a plot diagram. Y'all know what a plot diagram is?
Yes, ma'am. It like, I think it tells you like the order you go in.
That it's something like that. It's just a graphic organizer, that helps you organize your thoughts through the story. So do y'all see anything familiar from this that we just saw?
Everything.
Everything, the components of writing, the ones we just looked over, are right there, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, what do you think we're gonna do with this sheet?
Finna do it, make
Right,
our
like
own
that.
story.
We're gonna fill it in, right, with each part of our story, right? It's gonna help us organize our story into each section, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All of those definitions we just looked at, you're gonna think about the definition of that area. What? The exposition. It has beginning right next to it, so you don't have to think about that. The beginning of your story, the rise in action, whatever events led up to the climax, right? The climax, the main issue. The falling action, the resolution to the main issue, and then this is the end of the story with the solution all encompassed, okay? So I want y'all to think about what y'all would do, and we can make sentences. That's what we're gonna start with first. On your paper, put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on there.
My skip line there.
You can skip a line just to leave yourself some space if you want. Right. Everybody has 5. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna create 5 sentences about whatever object we chose. And these are my 5 sentences. I chose a what?
Red balloon.
A red balloon as my object. My object is a red balloon. My first sentence says, because I'm talking from the point of view of the red balloon, right? I went to the park, right?
I want to be a red balloon.
My second sentence, since I'm talking from the point of view of the red balloon, is JJ ran around with me in his hand, looking up toward the sky.
Ooh,
My third one is, oh no, I feel like I'm floating away. My fourth one is, Mom always make sure everything is fine. And my number 5 is, JJ and I floated back home. I'm sorry I put by. We should be back.
Computer, I can be like, Kendrick carried me around.
There you go. There you go. So y'all, look at my examples.
People like to run me.
There you go.
Carry, how you spell it?
C A R R 2 R's. Wait, it's supposed to be a Y, but you gotta put an I when you take the place of Y. Now, do you say like people turn me up really loud?
I can say.
But remember, it's an adventure, so we want to try to build an adventure, right, when we're talking about it.
Kendrick,
So that's what these sentences are going to help you do, the 5 sentences that you're writing.
Kendrick searched up his homework on me.
I didn't hear.
Kendrick searched his homework on me.
That's, you put that. Take your time. But you know, if you need my hands filled with you can put like, where do you buy headphones now? Or something that could happen to headphones. That could be your climate. What happens? Maybe one of the wires broke or something. Or disconnected from the headphone. All right, Kendrick, you know what I'm saying?
Kendrick bought me from Walmart. Kendrick bought me from Walmart.
There you go.
No, too, I came from the Nike store.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
And what is that?
When you think about the number 3, I tried to make my number 3 like centered around whatever my climax was going to be in my story or my writing sample. So when you think about number 3, you're doing shoes, right? You can say somebody stepped on me or something like that. Maybe I got dirty
I felt like I was breaking.
or overheating or something like that. There you go.
I had a bias.
There you go. Mr. Johnson helping you out. What you got, Amanda?
How you spell like what?
Waltz. Oh, oh.
Like I was overheated, but mom fixed me
There you go.
for number 5. But
There you
mom
go.
fixed me.
Or you can say I went to Best Buy and the Geek Squad fixed me.
But mom fixed me.
Hey.
Fixed.
Alright, while y'all getting that together, we're gonna go back to the plot diagram. I'm gonna pass those out to y'all so y'all can look at them.
This good so far.
Yes, sir. Keep it going.
What can I say?
Uh-huh. There you go. But, this is what I'm gonna do. So what would be the build up to your climax? So first Jen bought you from the store your headphones, huh? What happened after that? She started to play really loud music. Oh, yeah. What would be the resolution? It's the end of the story that includes whatever the solution was. So it's the end of the story, the complete end. The climax is the main problem in the story.
Got overheated.
There you go. So with your sentences, go ahead and start filling in your chart. Yes, sir. With your sentences, go ahead and start filling in your chart, okay?
For my resolution, can I be like the soap clean me very
Why you
well?
gotta see?
There you go.
Fine.
Oh,
The soap cleans you very well and what? You came out shining just like new.
Mom fixed me and I felt very good.
There you go.
I can say that. Mom fixed me and I felt very good.
I'm gonna show y'all an example because I did one for my red balloon. Y'all want to look at mine?
yes. So they write these sentences on the plot diagram.
You can write those sentences or you can elaborate more on it. What I did was I had those sentences, but listen to my exposition / beginning. It says, JJ got a gift from his teacher for being a model student. It was me, a red balloon. I am filled with helium, so I float high in the sky. That's my beginning.
For the classmate.
The climax.
Can I be like
I can be like,
JoJo?
Mom fixed me.
You can
That was the problem.
do it. What did she do to
I
fix you?
got overheated.
Yeah, you got overheated. That was the climax of it. And then the fall, she fixed you. But how did she fix you? What made you overheated? Maybe somebody had you sitting in their lap, because you know when you sit your laptop in your lap. Right, there you go.
I could be like, for climate, I was overheated because I ran too much.
Ran too long or overworked. Or was sitting in an area where my vent could not be blown. For my climax, it says JJ was so excited he let go. Oh no, I'm floating away.
Can I put like JoJo bought me from the Nike store and be like I am an expensive pencil?
So Rise and Action, you can put that right there and there because that's still the beginning. In the beginning, you just tell them what's going on before you actually get into the adventurous part of the story, right?
Wait, hold on. I think I spelled this wrong.
It's me. Strong spell.
Volume.
Yep. You. L.
So for Wise S, can I be like I
No, I'm
must?
sorry. It's L VOL.
For Wise S, can I be like I must be taken care of? Oh no.
What?
For Wise S, I can be like I must.
Oh yeah, you can be. You. I'm sorry. It's LUME.
Took me apart
There you go.
and gave me a new baby.
There you go. So basically, the sentences are helping you build your plot diagram. So you use those 5 sentences to build your plot diagram. So if you were going to the beginning, right, you have Jim bought me at the store. So you can say the beginning of your story could be like, Jen was in Walmart and she saw a beautiful pink pair of headphones. There you go, right there, right?
Okay. Rise and
We wanted to
action.
be adventurous, so something gotta happen. We rising up to something, and then we're gonna come back down with a solution, okay?
Then, okay. Then I was back running.
This your rising action right here. Remember, we started at the beginning, and Kendrick carried me around.
Okay, Kendrick.
That's the beginning. Then your rising action will be, you can actually put both of those in the beginning. Your,
Falling.
Hey,
you
everyone,
can
we
start
starting
here
now?
and climb up. So your beginning would be, I am Kendrick's favorite electronic device. He always carries me around, right here at the beginning. Oh, you want that to be your rising action for what happened because you carried him around?
Yeah.
So you don't have to put that in the beginning when you can put it right there. But at the beginning you want to say,
Kendrick searched his homework right here.
yeah,
Then I got overheated.
right, there you go.
Then mom put
Yep.
me better. Then
There
I
you go.
was back and running.
There you go. You got it.
For beginning,
So what's your
Kendrick
beginning?
bought me at Walmart.
Right, I'm his favorite electronic device or something like that you can say.
Kendrick needed.
There you go, Mr. Johnson.
Let me do it.
Yeah, go ahead.
JoJo bought me from the Nike store. I am an expensive pair of shoes. They must be taken care of. Someone stepped on me and put dirt on me. I got clean when I got home with Rejuvenator. The Rejuvenator cleaned me. It made me shiny. It made me look brand new.
There you go. There you go. That sounds good.
Put my name on it.
Favorite, I already got it.
Yeah, put your name
I'm
at the top for
Kendrick's
me.
favorite computer.
Favorite, you can say favorite electronic device or favorite device because y'all don't say electronic device. Y'all may say device.
What can be my climate?
Let's see. You got headphones. Remember, what can happen to headphones? That'll be like a major problem. Maybe the headphones have a short in them, or you broke one of the cords on one. How could you fix it? You know, or maybe something simple like you didn't plug them all the way in, so you can't hear good. So it's the sound is not coming good. Think about along that lines, okay?
Okay, then. Okay, right.
That sounds good, Mr. Johnson. Now what I want you to do, once you're done, look guys, y'all see Mr. Johnson has his 5 sentences. He completed his plot diagram.
Yeah.
Now on the back of your plot diagram, what I want you to do is to make a story, to make the writing sample using this, okay?
Yes.
So just make your story up on the back right here using that. You don't have to write it exactly verbatim as this. You can add things, take things away, but this is the base of what's going to happen in your story, okay? So I want you to make the writing sample on the back of your paper from your diagram on the front.
So I can be like today on August the 4th. I was
Searching.
Mr. Johnson and Kendra, I want y'all to make sure y'all put plenty of descriptive verbs in there, okay? Y'all know what those are. Y'all been talking about them in Dr. Reed's class. So use some of those verbs y'all been using in there, okay?
I said for rising action, Kendrick was searching his homework up on me.
Okay.
I was overheated because I was ran too long, but mom put no battery in. Then I was back to running.
I was running like me.
hold on. How do you say?
Then I was running like me.
There you go, man. You coming along with it.
How do you spell like finally F-I-N-A-L-L-Y?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna go ahead and put some sentence starters on the board that y'all. Well, I want y'all to know what good sentence starters are, okay? Because when you start good starting sentences, I'm sorry for your writing sample. What do? They grab the audience attention, okay? So you don't have to use that sentence from your first sentence from your box here for the exposition or the beginning. You don't have to use that sentence. You can make up something that grabs the audience attention, that is humorous, right? They are bold and are to the point. And lastly, they mystify the the reader. So they make it mysterious, like what am I gonna read about? That's kind of the way that they draw them in, but they do not deceive the reader on what they're gonna be reading about, okay?
Bowl and the okay, so how should I start my students off since I'm on the computer?
Okay, your computer. You can use humor or facts. How you wanna start? Let me read mine for you. My first sentence was, JJ got a gift from his teacher for being a model student. That's how I started mine off.
Kendrick went to Walmart to buy a computer.
Kendrick went to Walmart to buy the best computer he could find.
Kendrick went to buy the highest.
You spending all your own money, huh?
I said Kendrick went to Walmart to buy the best computer ever.
Okay.
Then, now I put a comma.
No, that's a period. We won't put a period right there because you don't want to have a super long run-on sentence, do you? All right. Start a new sentence.
And
No, don't start the sentence with and. He bought the best computer ever.
then
He loved it so much that he carried it around everywhere.
he loved it so much.
You don't have to put then there. You don't have to put then. You can just say he loved it so much.
He trusted me with his homework.
He loved me so much. There you go. Because we're doing it from the point of view of the computer.
So much. He did his homework for me.
There you go.
How do you spell suede? S-U-E-D-E?
You said what?
Suede.
Like suede.
Shoes.
Yep, the way you just said it, I think that's correct. All right, Amanda, where you at?
That's wrong. That's wrong.
It's okay, we can go back and check the spelling.
Falling
Can you Google this?
I said,
Well, I don't know how to spell it.
What is it?
Resunator.
Resubrator?
Sunator.
You put it in your then you put it on the front. Look on the front and spell it like that. When you type it up, then we can check the spelling out. Cause I've never heard of that. What does it do? You said?
It's like, it's clean shoes.
Okay. Yeah, I've never heard of that. Cause normally I just throw mine in the washing machine.
let me tell
Yeah,
you.
you do, they give you a bag, you gotta put your soap and stuff.
Okay then, but you put them in your regular washing machine? Okay then.
You gotta put them in a bag.
Okay,
Gotcha.
let me tell you. Kendrick went to Walmart to buy the best computer ever. He loved me so much. He did his homework on me every day, and I loved it too. Loved it. But one day
Don't look. You see this in front of me? He loved me so much. He did his homework on me every day, and I loved it. You can say two and then put a period there, cause that's a long sentence.
I loved it too.
T-O-O when you use two like that. You can put an exclamation there if you want to. You don't have to use a period there.
Okay, I put like
Exclamation point to one line. Not quotation. One line with a period at the bottom of it. Line straight down. There you go.
okay.
And then you can start the next sentence with a capital letter.
But one day I started to feel heat.
There you go. There you go. There you go.